In my view, the United Nations 2030 Transforming Our World Sustainable Development Agenda is probably the most important common initiative that humanity has embarked upon since civilization began. And in my view also, it is the most important thing we have done for ourselves in the world since we created the United Nations. It's important to note that while we focus a great deal of our attention on climate change is only one of 9 major Earth system functions that are threatened now by human numbers and needs. And what we find from this is that we may have to address climate change to sustain and repair much of the Earth system damage upon which we depend for the stability of our society. So as a result of that, then we have to look very carefully at how the world is responding to a growing Earth system threat. And the most important way that the world has responded is through the expression of the United Nations 2030 Transforming Our World Sustainable Development Agenda. This agenda is very important in that it involves all countries, developing countries as well as developed countries. Within it are 17 goals that include climate change, but all other aspects of true human sustainability. And we recognize now a whole new definition, a complete and universal definition of what it will take for the world to be truly sustainable and to sustain human society long into the future. This particular sustainable development project has a number of components, and what we realize now that each country needs at the national level to embrace the sustainable development agenda and do its best to implement all 17 goals and 169 targets as quickly as possible so that we can assure that Earth system damage doesn't continue or get out of control and beyond our means of controlling after 2030. It's important to note that the Sustainable Development Goals came into existence and were embraced first, and that COP21 and the Paris Global Climate Agreement came into existence in a complementary way. It is nested within the larger Sustainable Development Agenda. And this is very important because without addressing climate change, it will be very difficult to address issues like ending poverty, ending hunger, and a whole range of the other goals that the agenda holds to be critical to the future of humanity.